magiging magaling tayo sa Greek. At least ito ay introduction lesson, at pwede kayong magsimula dito at i-improve ninyo ang Greek. Yan. So, nasa lesson 9 na tayo. Nasa lesson 9. At usual, magre-review tayo. At dahil 8 o'clock na, bakit? Ayan. So, yung vocabulary, paulit-ulit lang naman yan. At every lesson nga, meron tayong new vocabulary. So, madaragdagan. Kung wala pa kayong kodigo, gawa na kayo. So, blepo, I see. Basahin ko, tapos pakinggan nyo yung accent niya. No? Kasi yun ang napapansin ko na hindi nagagawa. Yung accent, kung saan yung accent niya, doon nyo taas yung boses. Ayan. Blepo, I see. Ginosco, I know. Grapo, I write. Didasco, I teach. Lambano, I take. Lego, I say. Luo, I lose. I destroy. Iko, I have. Delpos, who? A brother. Anthropos, who? Anthropos, who? A man. Apostolos, who? An apostle. Doulos, who? A slave, a servant. Doron, too, a gift. Thanatos, who? A death. Ierun, Ierun, two, a temple. Kai, conjunction, meaning and. Logos, ho, a word. Nomos, ho, a law. Oikos, ho, a house. Huios, ho, a son. Aletheia, hey, truth. Basileia, hey, a kingdom. Grape, hey, a writing, a scripture. Dugsa, hey, glory. Irene, hey, peace. Ecclesia, hey, a church. Intule, hey, a commandment. Zoe, hey, life. Hemera, hey, a day. Cardia, hey, a heart. Parabole, hey, a parable. Pone, hey, a voice. Psuke, hey, a soul, a life. Hora, hey, an hour. Agatos, hey, on, adjective meaning good. Alos, o, adjective other. Dikaios, on, adjective righteous. Egero, I raise up. Eremos, hey, a desert. Iskatos, on, adjective last. Kakos, on, adjective bad. Kalos, on, adjective good, beautiful. Korios, ho, a lord. The Lord. Mikros, on, adjective small, little. Nikros, on, adjective dead. Ho, hey, to, article da. Hodos, hey, a road away. Pistos, hey, hey, on, adjective faithful. Protos, hey, on, adjective meaning first. Angelos, ho, an angel, a messenger. Ago, I lead. Apo, preposition with genitive from. Balo, I throw. I cast, I put. Dia, preposition with genitive meaning through, with accusative meaning on account of. S, preposition with accusative, it means into. Act or act before vowels. Preposition with genitive meaning out of. And preposition with dative meaning in. Theos, who, a god or god. When it means God, theos may have the article. Cosmos, ho, a world. Lethos, ho, a stone. Matites, ho, a disciple. Meno, I remain. Mita, preposition with the genitive, meaning with. With the accusative, it means after. Oranos, ho, a heaven. Pimpo, I send. Pros, preposition with accusative, meaning to. Prophetes, ho, a prophet. Teknon, to, a child. Tupos, ho, a place. Pharaoh, I bear, I bring. So far, so yung mga vocabularies natin, nagsimula tayo sa verbs. Yan, these are verbs. And then punta tayo sa second declension. Ang tawag ng iba dito, o endings yata, o endings. Second declension meaning these are masculine nouns. Although may mga nahalo na mga neuter. Yan, Doronto, gift sa neuter yan eh. And then the first declension, these are feminine words, feminine nouns. Pero ano bang nahalo dito? mayroong feminine in form or masculine in form but feminine in meaning. Mayroon dyan kanina. And then sa lesson 6, these are adjectives, no? So verb, nouns, adjectives, natapos na natin, plus the article, and the article, the. And then 7, these are masculine nouns of the first declension. Ito yung sinasabi ko, no? Masculine in form, but baliktad. Feminine in form, but masculine in meaning. Tama na ba ako? Nasaan yun? Example dito. Hudos. Orano, heaven. Maliban doon, dito sa lesson 7, prepositions. So, verbs, nouns, adjectives, prepositions, yun na ang mga pinag-aralan natin. And then, ang next ay pronoun. But before we reach the lesson on pronouns, meron tayong dapat tandaan mga case endings. Inuulit ko ito kasi kailangan natin lagi ito sa pagta-translate natin. Ito yung case endings ng article. So pag memorize natin ito, similar ito sa mga case endings ng mga nouns. Lalo na yung agatos. Ganon din yung agatos. Agatos, agati, agaton. Yan. Agato, agates, agato. Ang pag-memorize from left to right, in the singular lang muna pababa, and then saka ka pupunta sa plural. No? So, agatos, agate, agaton, agato, agates, agato, agato, agate, agato, agaton, agaten, agaton, agate, agate, agaton. Plural, agatoy, agatay, agata, agaton, 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 agatois, agatais, agatois, agatos, agatas, agata. Ganyan. Dito sa ating ko mamaya, lalabas na naman yung mga endings na yan. At ang prepositions, ito yon, no? Pinag-aralan na natin yan. So just a review. Kung tawag natin dito sa diagram na ito, no? Ma-memorize nyo saan yung mga lugar ng mga prepositions, may idea na kayo. Kapag in, nasa inside, no? Into, papasok. Ek, palabas. Yan. Yung ecclesia, andyan yung ek. Oh. Tapos, hopo, nasa baba. Hopper, nasa taas. Pere, paikot. Perimeter, paikot. Ano pa mga familiar dyan. Ganon, no? So, makakatulong siya itong diagram na ito. Lesson 8, counting vocabulary lamang. These are personal pronouns. So, personal pronouns, yung I, you, he, she, it, and plural, yan lang, no? So, autos, a, he, ho, pronoun he, de, conjunction, but, and, then su, pronoun thou or you. Thou is the Old English equivalent to you, singular. Yan. Igo, pronoun I, and imi, I am. Yan lang naman ang personal pronouns. And then lesson 9 is about demonstrative pronoun. The demonstrative pronoun. Yan, dyan tayo ngayon sa lesson 9. A demonstrative pronoun is a word used to stand in for a noun. Well, it's a general definition of a pronoun. No? It is used instead of a noun. But demonstrative pronouns are used to point to something or someone specific. Pagtuturo, no? Tuturo mo. This is my sister is an example. No? Yung pronoun this is a demonstrative pronoun. No? Yung word na demo, di ba? Di mo ipakita mo so, pag tinuturo. There are examples of demonstrative pronouns. This, singular, no? This kung malapit sa iyo, that kung malayo. Ang plural ng this ay this with the these. No? This, and then ang plural ng that ay those. So yan lang ang demonstrative pronouns. So mayroong personal pronouns, may demonstrative pronouns. Yun ang coverage ng ating lesson ngayon. At sa lesson 9, nadagdagan yung ating vocabulary. O, yun na yung word na agape. Agape. Hey, meaning love. And if you notice, the article is feminine. So it must be a feminine word. Feminine noun. Agape. Hey, love. Hamartia. Hey, asin. Or sin. Yan. Then another popular word, baptizo. Yan ang spelling ng baptizo. With the zeta. Zeta, ng baptizo. At just like other verbs, the ending is the personal pronoun I. Baptizo, I baptized. So, alam niyo na, OSA, ominiti OC. Dagdag, ipalit mo doon sa omega. I baptize, you baptize, he, she, it baptizes. Ganun yan. Tapos, didaskalos ho, a teacher. Ikenos, A, O, pronoun. That, ito na yung isa sa mga demonstrative pronoun. No? That. Yun. Sa English, Tagalog ba yun? Yun. Ito, iyon. Yan pala. No? Ito, this, yun, that. Ikenos. And then, ipanggilia. Medyo blurred yung pagkakakuan ko. Kasi ito, maliit itong mga pictures na ito eh. Ini-expand ko. Minsan pag ini-expand ko, nagbablurred siya. At if you remember, double gamma is pronounced as nga, no? With the ng sound. So, ipanggilia, a promise. Very similar to euangelion. Euangelion. Oh. To a gospel. Yung euangelion. Ipanggilia, a promise. Euangelion, to a gospel. Krino, I judge. Nun is an adverb meaning now. May dagdag na yung ating adverb. Di pa natin nadaanan yung adverb eh. Isa ito sa mga examples niya. Now, adverbs modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Yan. And then yung pronoun na this, ito. And these are in the masculine, neuter, and feminine. Baliktad. Masculine, feminine, neuter. Ayan. Autus, aute, toto. Autos, aute, toto. Pronoun this. Sa English, this lahat yan, no? This. Pero yung autos is masculine, aute is feminine, toto is neuter. And then another adverb, autos. Autos. Tama ba? Smooth breathing ba yan? Autos. Adverb meaning thus and so. No, thus, so. Then puniros, aon, adjective, evil. Puniros, prosopon, to, a face. Kita niyo yung word na prosopon, to, a face. Yung pros ay doon sa ating example, tingnan nyo sa ating diagram. Diagram ang tawag natin dyan. Ito, nasa left side. Nasa left side. Pros, toward. Toward. So, ang idea ay parang face to face. Nakaharap. Nakaharap siya sa circle. Eh. Ayan ang ginamit na word referring to the word, the logos, pros, with God. Parang ano, no? So, it is a face-to-face ang idea niya. Then, chara. Paano ka na to? Chara meaning joy. So, yan ang dagdag sa ating mga vocabularies ngayon. At sabi ko nga, declension of autos, o autos, this is very similar to agatos. Ayan, no? Kaya di tayo makaka-escape dyan sa case endings na yan. Oh, ayan, oh. So, ang pag-memorize, left to right, singular first, and then plural.
Brad Jun,
Autos,
excuse po.
auti. Yes.
Screenshot nga po nung another vocabulary natin.
Yan, bago. Yung bago.
Okay na po. Thank you
Okay,
po.
tulo namin. Okay.
May tanong lang ako, Brother Jun,
Oh,
dyan.
Brad, oo.
Sige, doon sa screenshot niyan. Ayun,
Yan.
yung autos, auto, tsaka toto. Feminine,
Masculine, feminine, neuter.
masculine, feminine, neuter.
Oh, Brad.
Saan ginagamit yan, Brad?
Ito
Paano
yung,
ginagamit yan?
ito yung ating lesson ngayon.
Ganun. Sige. Madadaanan pala.
Ito yan, no?
Sige.
So, lahat yan, this ang ibig sabihin, no? Kaya lang, kapag ginamit mo sa different cases, nagbabago ang kahulugan niyan. This. So, autos, ote, toto, totes, toto, yan. Toton, toten, toto. Parang agatos. Ayan, no? Similar sila. Agatoy, autoy, autay, tuta. Yung ending ng agata. Ganyan din. Agaton. Toton. Parehas lang. Tutoys, tutoys. Agatos, agatas, agata. Parehas. Ngayon, sandali i-erase ko itong na may naka-cover kaunti. Erase, hide floating. Yan. Yung ikinos, hindi niya binigay pero mayroon siyang note. Ito ay this. Ikinos, saan na yun? This, wala pala dito, no? Yung that, wala yung that. This ang mayroon tayo. Yung vocabulary natin. Demonstrative pronoun.
This goes.
Ito, ikinos. Hey, pronoun that. So this malapit sa'yo, that malayo sa'yo. Yun ang difference ng this and that. So, ito yung declension ng this at hindi niya binigay ang ikinos, but a note says, it is like the declension of adjectives in os, aon. Ito yon, os, aon. So, ikinos, ikene, ikinon. Parehas lang yan. Ito na, Brad, ang use of autos and ikinos. So, autos and ikinos are frequently used with nouns. So, ginagamit sila kasama ng nouns. When they are so used, the noun with which they are used has the article. And they themselves stand in the predicate, not in the attributive position. Nadaanan na natin yan eh. Predicate and attributive position. Pag ginagamit siya with a noun, sabi, the noun has the article. Yan, the noun with which they are used has the article. Yan. So, mayroon siyang mga examples. So, sa English, this word, itong salita na ito, itong salita. Ayan. So, this is autos, word is logos, but it says kailangan meron siyang article palagi. So, autos, ho, logos. O nababaliktad, di ba? Sabi natin noon doon sa ating translation, kahit balibalik ta rin nila yung arrangement ng noun at saka verb, ganun pa rin eh. Alam pa rin natin ano yung subject. Kaya autos, ho, logos, or ho, logos, autos, parehas lang. This word, ang ibig sabihin niyan. Pero take note, sabi ng rule, lagi siyang, yung noun ay laging may article. So, hologos, lagi, no? Autos, hologos, or hologos, autos. How about ikinos? That word, ibig sabihin, no? Yung salita. Ito ang salita. Itong salita, sabi nung this, yun na salita, that word. So, ikinos, hologos. Andun pa rin yung hologos. Ikinos, hologos, or hologos, ikinos. Parehas lang. Another example, I see this church. So, yung this, tapos church. And in this case, I is the subject. Verb mo, I see. What? This church. So, ang function ng this church is the object. The object of the sentence. So, ang translation niya, blepo, I see. What? The object of the sentence, so it is in the accusative case. Ang accusative niya, dahil ecclesia ay ayan, no, accusative. Pero ibang ending niya, ecclesian. Ano? Kaya tauten ten ecclesian. Accusative. Ito dapat.
Feminine form yun eh.
Ano yung word?
Ecclesia is feminine form. Kaya nandun siya sa ito.
Accusative
Sa
siya,
accusative
accusative form.
siya, sa feminine form siya. Ecclesia is a feminine form but
Masculine in meaning?
Masculine in meaning.
Okay. Ayan,
Kaya
tama.
hindi niya, feminine.
Okay. So, ayan, ang kanya. Always, mayroon siyang article, no? Ten ecclesian. Or, katulad na sinabi, binaliktad nila. Or, ten ecclesian, tauten. Ganoon pa rin. Tapos, plural form. These words. Yan. These words, autoy, hoy, logoy. Or, hoy, logoy, autoy. So, nakita nyo, no? Yung mga endings nila, minsan hindi magkatulad, pero the same case. Itong autoy, hoy, logoy, pare-parehas. Pero yung tauten, ten, ecclesian, napansin nyo, iba nga ending, pero the same case. Lahat yan, accusative yan sila. Tauten, ten, ecclesian. Accusative case lahat yan. Bagamat hindi magkatulad yung endings. Pero ito, autoy, hoy, logoy, magkakatulad endings niya. Plural of words. Kaya yung demonstrative pronoun niya, bumabagay din siya. Nasa nominative case din siya. So those words ng plural, those words. So ikinoy, hoy logoy, or hoy logoy ikinoy. Ayan lang yan. This good word, ito na yung attributive case. Attributive case. Not just any word that you are talking about, but you are talking about the good word. Yung attributive eh. Hindi siya predicate. This good word is blah, blah, blah. Ano, no? Yun ang attributive use. So, tingnan nyo ang kaibahan. Sa una, laging sinasabi na article plus the noun. This time, ang may article ay yung adjective. Ito, autos, ho, kalos, logos. Autos, ho, kalos, logos. Yung logos, noun, wala siyang article ngayon. Or binaliktad, ho, kalos, logos, autos. O yung logos, wala siyang article. Kasi attributive ang pagkakagamit ng adjective. Also, number 2, autos and ekenos are frequently used by themselves without nouns. Without nouns, ha? But in the translation, tingnan nyo yung translation na example niya, mayroon na siyang noun.
Mhm.
Autos lang, no? Autos. Pero ang translation niya, this man. Why? It's understood. Autos is nominative masculine. Nominative masculine, no? So, ang tinutukoy niya, this man, lalaki ang tinutukoy niya na this man, no? Pero kung siyempre, kung feminine naman, o di ba gawin mo, aute, feminine na yan niya eh. Aute, feminine yan. O di, this woman. Pero yung toto, dahil neuter siya, o di, this thing. Kumbaga, understood siya, no? Na mayroon siyang tinutukoy. Kung wala siyang kasamang noun. Autoy, the plural, this men. Autay, these women. Tota, these things. So, yun ang isang kanya, pagkakagamit ng demonstrative pronoun. Kahit wala siyang noun na nakakabit sa kanya, yun ang kahulugan niya. There is an additional use of the word autos. In addition to its use as a personal pronoun of the third person, autos is also used as follows. Ito pa yung mga gamit niya, no? Although hindi ko gaanong kuha ito eh. Isinali ko lang para at reference natin. Kung kabisado na natin or gusto nating ma-review or learn more about it, mayroon tayong pupuntahan. So sabi, it has an intensive use with nouns. Yung autos. When so used, pag ginamit mo yung autos, it stands in the predicate position. So, subject and predicate, no? Nasa predicate daw siya. Example, autos ho apostolos or ho apostolos autos. Translation, the apostle himself. Or aute en ecclesia or ecclesia aute, the church. To, binago ko yata to. Itself, him. Church is, binago ko to, Bert. Herself, the church, aute, tama, aute. Kasi feminine ang pagkakagamit niya. Herself. Auto, tudoron, or tudoron auto, the gift itself. Number 2, na pagkakagamit ng autos, it is often used with nouns to mean same. Pwede rin para daw, kahulugan din yan, yung autos ay same. When so used, it stands in the attributive position. Attributive, katulad ng pagkakagamit ng adjective, no? Ho autos apostolos or ho apostolos ho autos. So yung article mo nandun sa autos, tapos ang kahulugan niya, the same apostle. So yung word na autos, ang kahulugan na niya ngayon, same na, the same. The same apostle. The same apostle. No? Or the same church. The same church. Etc. No? The same thing kung neuter na. So, pangalawang gamit ng autos. And then number 3, in its intensive use, it often goes with pronouns or with the unexpressed subject of a verb. Mayroon na rin unexpressed subject of a verb. Autos ego lego or autos lego, I myself say. I myself say. Autos ego, dapat yung ego lego lamang, I say. No? Pero mayroong autos, mayroon ng myself, I myself say. So anyway, kung makakita at maka-encounter tayo ng ganyang arrangements ng mga words, mayroon tayong babalikan na reference natin. Yun pala yun, sasabihin natin. Yun pala yun ang pagkakagamit ng word na autos. Medyo blurred ito. So to summarize lesson 9, ito yung mga pinag-aralan natin. Principal uses of adjectives and of the pronouns studied thus far may be reviewed as follows. The good word is equals to or meaning ho kalos logos or ho logos ho kalos. Pag yung article ay nasa adjective, yun ang attributive use niya. You're talking about not just any word. Ang sinasabi mo na word ay hindi just any word, pero yung good word ang sinasabi mo. Attributive. Ang tinutukoy mong word ay yung good lang. Hindi kasama yung ibang word. Ayan. Pero kita nyo naman ang the word is good. Ito na yung predicate. Predicative use of an adjective. Ang kaibahan nila, ang article mo nandun na sa noun. Pansin nyo? Kalos ho logos. Sa taas, ho kalos logos. Yung article, nandoon sa position ng article ang pinagkaibahan nila. So kapag kalos ho logos, the word is good. Yun yung grabe, no? Ang kaunting kaibahan lang, pero yung meaning niya, malaking kaibahan. Sa Greek, parang walang pinag-iba. Pero sa translation, ang laking kaibahan. Yung the good word, tutuusin, yun ang subject mo pa lang. Yung subject mo, mangangailangan ka pa ng predicate. The good word is what? Is being preached. No. So subject mo pa lamang yun, the good word. Pero sa predicative use, that is a complete sentence. The word is good. Ano? Ito yung this and that naman. This word, autos ho logos. Or ho logos autos. This word. Again, napansinin nyo yung ang article niya, nasaan? Nasa noun. Pag sabi mong this word, parang the word is good. Ang article niya nasa noun. Autos ho logos or ho logos autos. This word. That word, ikinos ang gamitin mo. Ikinos ho logos or ho logos ikinos. The word itself, autos ho logos or napansin nyo, baka malito kayo, no? Autos, ho, logos. Yung itaas, Omicron, this word. Autos. Autos, ho, logos. To autos. As explained before this, no, yung gamit ng yung gamit ng autos. Ito 'yon. The word itself, ho, logos, autos. Another use of the word autos is the same word ang tinutukoy mo. The same word. Ho, autos, logos. Article niya nandun na sa autos. The word itself, baliktad. Ang article niya nasa noun, nasa logos. The same word, ho, autos, logos, or ho, logos, ho, autos. Then, sinasummarize niya yung lesson 9. My word, ho, logos mo. Literal translation, maalala nyo, the word of me. Yung translation ng personal pronoun, yung cases, ho, logos mo. Ito yung genitive case. The word of me. Pero, yun, literal translation yun. Sa smooth translation niya, my word. My word. His word, ho, logos, auto. The word of him. Supposed to be ano? The word of him. His word. Gawa muna kayo ng literal translation niya, tapos i-smooth ninyo. Ganun doon. I see him. Blepo, auton. Pansin nyo, him is the accusative. Kaya ang auton, accusative case, blepo, auton. I see this man. Blepo, toton. Wala namang anthropos dyan Toton lang yun nga ang isang gamit ng word na this. No? Even without the noun, it is understood. Isa yan sa mga gamit niya. So, I see toton, this man. Or plural. I see these things. Blepo, tauta. These things kasi, tauta is neuter gender plural. Exercises. Kaunti lang i-cover. Para makapunta tayo sa hindi ko nakuha lahat yan, no? Para makapunta tayo sana sa lesson 10. No. Otoy, hoy, didaskaloy, krinosin, auton, ton, apostolon. Ito na yung gamit ng kwan. Demonstrative pronoun. Autoy, hoy, didaskaloy. Anong case yan? Nominative, di ba? Nominative. Hoy, didaskaloy. Didasko teach sa ating kwan. Didaskalos teachers. Teacher, didaskalos. So, didaskaloy, teachers. Autoy. Hoy, didaskaloy. Plural, kaya plural din ang autoy, meaning this. These teachers, dapat nauna tayo sa verb, krinosin. From the verb krino, meaning I judge. OSA, umin iti usi. Third person, plural. Kaya tama, ang ating subject ay plural. Didaskaloi, teachers. So, hoy didaskaloi, the teachers. Mayroong demonstrative pronoun. Autoy. O di, this teachers judge. Auton ton apostolon. Ton apostolon is accusative. Ito yung ending niya. Kaya hindi tayo makatakas sa ending. Familiarize yourselves with the endings. Singular. Auton ton apostolon. Judge the apostle himself. This teachers judge or pwedeng are judging, diba? The apostle himself. Ganun lang. Okay, question so far sa lesson 8. Gusto ko makarating tayo sa lesson 9. Kasi ang lesson 10. Ang lesson 10 kasi we will be introduced into another conjugation. Kasi ang alam lamang natin ay present active indicative. Ang next lesson ay present middle indicative and present passive indicative. Magpapalit ako ng ano to? Ayan, okay. Question so far bago tayo pumunta sa kabila. Lesson. So na yung 10. 8, 10. Ito.
Gagaling lahat, walang question eh.
Basta mag-review. Nandyan lang naman yan. Ayan, oh. Lesson 10. Yan sinasabi ko. Present, middle, and passive indicative. Oras na ba? About 9 na pala eh. Pero about 8 o'clock naman tayo nag-umpisa eh. Present, middle, and passive indicative. Ano ito, no? Ano yung middle and passive. Pero makikita nyo, mayroon na tayong next level tayo about the present tense. Mayroon na tayong middle and passive. Tapos ang gamit ng hupo with the genitive, the dative of means, yun ang nasa lesson 10. Deponent verbs, we will be introduced to deponent verbs. And then compound verbs. Sa English, compound verbs are parang two words yan eh, pinagsama. And then the position of u, meaning no or not, and various cases. Marami pa cover ng lesson 10. Pero natin kakayanin i-cover lahat yan. Itong present, middle, and passive, okay na to. No? At ang vocabularies natin, okay, ang mga vocabularies natin ay tinatawag na deponent verbs. Marami dyan, deponent verbs. Yung nakalagay, dep. Asan na yung mga dep? Ito, dep. Apokrinomai, dep. Yan. Ang ibig sabihin niyang dep, deponent verb. Ano ba ang deponent verb? Bago natin basahin yung ating vocabulary. Dito muna. Deponent verb. Ano yung ibig sabihin ng deponent verb? Kung wala dyan, parang wala. Ayan. Deponent verb. Many verbs have no active forms, but only middle or passive forms with active meaning. So, ibig sabihin ng deponent verbs, ano? Wala silang active forms. So, wala yung OSA, OC. Wala sa kanila yon, no? Kasi ang active, present active indicative, ang endings nila ay OSA, OC. But there are verbs that do not have those endings. Sa halip, ang mayroon sila, middle at passive endings. Bagamat these are middle and passive endings, but the meaning of these verbs are active. Hindi sila middle actually at saka passive, but these are active verbs. Tingnan natin ang example natin. Ito. Deponent verb. Apokrinomai. Deponent. I answer. Active yan eh. I answer. Kasi kapag middle or passive, hindi lang I answer. Ang magiging meaning sana niyan, katulad nito, yan no. Kapag middle, ang translation ng luumay, I lose or I'm losing for myself. Yun sana ang kahulugan niya. If it is middle or passive. But the meaning of the vocabulary apokrinomai is I answer. Active in meaning. So anyway, yun lang para malaman natin agad ano yung deponent verb na yan. So lesson 10 vocabulary. Allah. That's smooth. Allah. Conjunction meaning but. Mayroon pa isang Greek word ng but yung de. Kaya ang sabi niya, Allah is stronger adversative than de. Yung de, but din, mas stronger daw yung Allah. Akuo, I hear. Akuo, I hear. May take the genitive but also takes the accusative. Ibig sabihin, no? When you can use akuo in the genitive case and in the accusative case. Hamartulos ho, a sinner. Hamartia, sin. Hamartulos ho, a sinner. And then, ito na, apokrinomai is a deponent. I answer. And it takes the dative. And by the way, itong mga deponent ay combination of hindi naman yata. Hindi. I take that back. But akala I was thinking of the compound verbs. Hindi. But again, apokrinomai have the middle or passive form but active in meaning. Apokrinomai. Sa middle and active, first person ay ending. Ending ay umay. Sa active, o, di ba? Ginosko, yan, o. Ako, o. I hear. But in the middle and passive, umay na. Apokrinomai. Ayan, I answer. Arko, I rule. Takes the genitive. Pag middle, ginamit mo siya ng middle, ibang kahulugan. I begin. At mabanggit ko, how do we learn? How do we learn this? How do we know that it is I rule or I begin? Sabi ng libro, it is by observation. We learn by observation. So parang kundi, no? Parang English. One word, maraming kahulugan. No, maraming kahulugan. So paano mo malaman? Observe mo rin. Maybe observe the context of the sentence. Sa ganung paraan, may translate mo ng tama yung word. Word na rice. I plant rice. Di observe mo, magpa-plant ka ba ng bigas? Hindi, ipaplant mo yung halaman na rice. So, ang translation ng rice doon, palay. Tanim ako ng palay. Hindi magtanim na bigas. Okay? Sabi ng book, it is by observation that we learn the Greek language. So, another deponent verb, ginomai, dep, I become, takes a predicate nominative, not an accusative. Dierkomai, deponent verb, I go through. Dierkomai, dierkomai, I go through. Then, iserkomai. O nga pala, no, napansin ko yung mga prepositions. Ito, eserkomai. Pansin nyo, S, tapos erkomai. Yung S is into. Papasok doon sa ating diagram, di ba? Yung sa bilog, S is papasok. Kaya tingnan nyo meaning. I go in. I enter. Yung word na S, preposition na idugtong. Ito naman isa, exercomai. Di ba ay palabas, out. Kaya exercomai is a deponent meaning I go out. I-observe natin mga yan. No? Yung mga dinudugtong nilang preposition gives us a hint on the meaning of the word. And then erkomai, deponent again, I come, I go. Hoti, conjunction, that, because. And then u, or ok before vowels, no? Ox with the letter C, ano ba yan? Key, mix up ako dyan. Before the rough breathing, it's a proclative meaning not. Yung ok, meaning not, hindi. And then, for you, umay, deponent, I go. For you, umay. Verb, zuzo. Suzo. Mayroong Z tayo doon eh. Sigma lang yun. No? Omega. Zu. I save. Hupo is a preposition. If you use it with genitive, it means by. Expressing agent. And when you use it with accusative, it means under. Kaya yung sa ating diagram kanina, hupo na sa baba ng bilog. Meaning under. Para padami ang ating vocabularies at parang pakomplikadong pakomplikado. Kaya paulit-ulit lang, familiarize yourself with the vocabularies. That's the way how to memorize or learn the vocabulary. Ito na, no? Para maka-usad naman tayo. Tagal natin hanggang lesson 9 tayo sa present active indicative. There are 3 voices in Greek, active, middle, and passive. Active and passive voices are used as in English. So mayroon yan sa English eh, active and passive. Active is, the subject is the doer. Ikaw ang gumagawa, yung subject ang tagagawa. Yung passive, the subject is the receiver of the action. But the middle voice represents the subject as acting in some way that concerns itself. Ginagawa mo para sa iyong sarili or ginagawa ko para sa aking sarili. Yan ang middle voice. Acting upon something that belongs to itself. Hmm. I was in Loomis, I was myself. So rarely the middle has the force which a verb followed by a reflexive pronoun in the objective case has in English. Luo means I wash, pero luumay, ito na yung uh, middle, luumay, I wash myself. Ano pa yung advice niya rito? But usually the force at the middle is much more subtle. Sometimes, therefore, it is impossible to make any difference in an English translation between active and middle. Although sinasabi niya, no? Impossible to make any difference in an English translation between active and middle. In the case of some verbs, on the other hand, the difference in meaning is so great that in English translations, it is necessary to use one verb for the active and entirely different verbs for the middle. May example siya. Mahirap intindihin daw kung active o middle sometimes. Kaya in some cases, ibang word na lang ang ginagamit. Like arco, I rule. Arcomai, I begin. Magkaiba. Ibang Greek word, arco at saka arcomai. Iba ang kahulugan nila. Middle of Luo does not occur in the New Testament. Wala pala eh. Bakit? Middle of Luo does not occur in the New Testament, but it is very important to learn it since it will enable the student to recognize the middle of other verbs. Okay. Ano pa? Ito. Number 3. In the present tense, present lang ito middle and passive voices are exactly alike in form. Katulad ang ending nila. Though in certain other tenses, they are entirely distinct. In the exercises in this lesson, the forms which might be either middle or passive should be regarded as passive. Doon sa exercises, dahil nga sa magkamukha, magkatulad ang ending ng middle and passive, sinasabi na ng author na sa exercises, passive lang lahat yun. Walang middle voice. So what are the endings? Ito na bago nyong orasyon. Kung yung una, OSA, umin iti OC, ito naman, umay, iitay, umita, isti, ontay. Sulat niyo yan, memorize niyo yan. And then, tandaan nyo na yung A, ayuta subscript yun. Umay, eta, no? Umay, itay. Yung eta roon, may ayuta subscript. Ito, mayroon siyang ayuta subscript. Umay, itay, umita, o isti, ontay. And translation, since this is middle, okay, present, present, middle, indicative. So, nasa indicative pa rin tayo, no? You are making a statement or declaring something or asserting something. O, pinapahayag mo. Pero sa middle, you are doing it for yourself. So you say, I lose or I am losing for myself. Lagi yan, for myself. Thou loses or art losing for myself. Thyself, I should say. Old English. Yung modern English, you lose for yourself. Singular. Ayan, nilalagyan natin na singular. Third person, he, she, it loses or is losing for himself, herself, or itself. Kompleto yun. So, masculine lang kasi ginawa niya eh. Plural, loomita, we lose or we are losing for ourselves. Loiste, you lose, plural, you plural lose or are losing for yourselves. Loontay, they, ayan na, no? Plural. they lose or are losing for themselves. So, yan ang ending. Bagong orasyon. Umay iitay, umita, isti, untay. So, dalawa na, no? O, S, E, uminiti, o, si, umay iitay, umita, isti, untay. At tulad ng sinabi, ang passive ay ganoon din. Parehas ang ending, parehas ang ang meaning, siyempre, kaiba. Sa English, mayroong nagkakamali ng ganito eh. Yung kanilang active sana na meaning, nagiging passive. Tingnan nyo ang translation. Luumay, I am being loosed. Ako yung kinakalagan. Pag sinabing I lose, ako ang kumakalag. Ako yung gumagawa. Pero I am being loose, ako ay receiver of the action. That's the passive. Marami akong nakapansin, pag sinasabi nila, I am, tapos lagyan nila ng verb, I am, ano ba? Bago ko na nabasa yun eh. Yung I am nila plus verb, nag-iibang kahulugan. I am plus a helping verb or an adjective, tama yon, no? I am tall, I am dark, I am happy, mga adjectives, pwede yon. Pero pag nilagyan mo ng verb yan, I am eat, I am walk, wrong. Pero pag ginamit mo ang helping verb, I am being, I am loose, I am eating, pwede yon, no? Ang gamit ng am doon ay auxiliary verb. But in this case, I am being loosed. So ito yung passive voice. O you are being loosed. He, she, it is being loosed. So you see, yung subject mo ang receiver of the action. Loomita, we are being loosed. Lo este, you, plural, are being loosed. Lo ontay, they are being loosed. Kuha nyo yung kaibahan, ano? So, nadagdagan na yan, no? Yung ating verb. Present, indicative, present, active, indicative. Ngayon naman, present, middle, indicative, at saka present, passive, indicative. Same ending, present, passive. Umay, iitay, umita, isti, ontay. Doon na lamang sa kahulugan nagbabago. Questions? Past 9 tayo. Ito na yung sinasabi ko kanina na mga instructions how to use the prepositions. Kupo. Is that a rough breathing? Kupo. Nilit ng litra, hindi ko makakuan. Tama, no? That's hupo. Rough breathing. Dative. Ito yung kuan. Genitive, these are the cases. Cases, no? Dative. Ayan. The case of the indirect object. Indirect object yan eh. Ang accusative, ang direct object. Ang genitive, ang possession. Tapos deponent verbs. Ito yung compound verbs. And the position of O. O pasadahan na lang natin para matapos natin. Pasdahan lang natin. Hopo with the genitive. The preposition hopo with the genitive expresses the agent by which an action is performed. This usage occurs principally with the passive voice. Passive, so the subject is the receiver of the action. Agent by which, no? Yung hopo expresses the agent by which an action is performed. Sa anong paraan an action is performed. Kaya halimbawa, ho apostolos lue ton dolon. Ho apostolos lue ton dolon. Lue, luces, OSA, subject, ho apostolos, the apostle, ton dolon, accusative, ton dolon, the servant. So it means the apostle loses the servant. Nasaan yung... If the same thought be expressed by the passive voice, the object of the active verb becomes the subject of the passive, and the subject of the active verb becomes hopo with the genitive. Kaya ito ngayon ang mangyayari. Ho dolos lo itay hopo to apostolo. Yung hopo with the genitive, ni-express niya ang agent by which an action is performed. Kumbaga, sino ang nagpakawala sa servant? Hopo, sabi niya, hopo to apostolo, by the apostle. So, the servant is being loosed by whom? By the apostle. Ginagamit ng hopo with the genitive. Sinasabi mo, sino ang gumawa? The servant is being loosed. Passive, di ba? Passive. Pinapakawalan, pinapakalagan ang alipin. Pinapakalagan, no? Sino ang gumagawa? The apostle. So, gamit ng hopo with the genitive. Simple dative without any preposition sometimes expresses means or instrument. Ito naman ang gamit ng dative. Dative case. Without any preposition, sabi niya. Pero ang kahulugan niya, instrument pa rin, no? Egerontai to logo to korio. They are being raised up by means of the word of the Lord. To korio. Logo to korio. Nasa genitive case ito eh. To logo to korio. Compare. Egerontai hopo to korio. They are being loosed. They are being raised up by the Lord. Yan naman, yung hopo to korio, by the Lord. The comparison will serve to distinguish hopo with the genitive expressing the active personal agent from the dative expressing means. Takbo tayo sa deponent verbs. Ito yung nabanggit ko kanina. Many verbs have no active forms, but only middle or passive forms with active meaning. These verbs are called deponent. Example, poriumay is passive in form, like luumay, but it is active in meaning, like luo. So it means simply, I go or I am going. Nabanggit ko na kanina yan. Compound verbs. Ito pala yung compound verbs. Yung preposition plus... Prepositions are frequently prefixed to verbs. Prefix, itong nauuna sa mga verb. No? Nauuna siya in a certain word. The meaning of the verb is modified by the preposition in a way that is often easily understood from the common meaning of the preposition. We observed that while ago. Iser kumay, papasok. Exer kumay, palabas. Kira nyo. Sometimes, however, the matter is not so simple. Sometimes the meaning of the compound verb cannot easily be determined from the separate meanings of its two component parts. Example, ek means out of, and poriumay means I go. Hence, ek poriumay means I go out. Pinagsama kasi ek saka poriumay. Di I go out. But do not be confused, sabi niya, but the meaning of apokrenomai, I answer, is not easily derived from the meanings of its component parts. Iba. Iba yung apokrenomai. And then, position of O. The negative O precedes the word which is negatives. Not lang ibig sabihin ng O U. And since in the great majority of cases, the negative in a sensitive negative is the verb, the normal place of U is immediately before the verb. Ang paggamit ng U or not, before the verb. Ayan na. U, luo. I do not lose. So, nauuna, no? U, luo. Or, I am not losing. U, luumay. I am not being loosed. So, yun lang ang tandaan natin. Yung U, meaning not. Pag gumamit ka ng U, before the verb. Yan lang tandaan natin. Various cases with verbs. Many verbs take the genitive case and many the dative case to complete their meaning, where the corresponding verbs in English take a direct object. So, dalawa, genitive or dative. Example, ako o tes pones. Ako o I hear. Pones, voice, di ba? Voice. Tes pones. Tes pones. Hindi ten. I hear the voice. Dative. But ako o may also take the accusative. Ten ponen dapat yan. No? I hear the voice. Ako o ten ponen. Pero pwede rin pala siya na genitive case. Apokrinomai to apostulo. I answer the apostle. Apokrinomai, I answer. To apostulo. Ito yung sinasabi niya na pwedeng genitive, minsan dative naman. At exercises na yan. Gawin nyo lang assignment ang exercises natin. Gawin natin exercises. Paano gawin ko? Para makopya nyo yung exercises, padala ko sa group chat yung screen, one screen. Ang tawag natin dito. Hindi yung buo. Pwede namang i-download yung buo eh. Hindi ko pa na-i-con pala. Hindi ko pa na-i-send yung buong PowerPoint. Pero pwede ko yung i-send sa PowerPoint, ang PowerPoint sa ating group chat, tapos i-download nyo yung exercises. Pwede rin naman. Or isa lang yung aking i-send. Tapos based on the lesson tonight, we will try to translate the exercises. Tandaan natin ang sinabi niya, yung mga verbs may appear in middle and passive voices, but in the exercises, these are all to be translated as passive. Passive lang, wag kayong mag-translate ng middle. Okay? Questions? Comments? May English pa yan eh. Ano ba ito palakihin? Okay, sa 2 chapters tayo. Maikli lang naman yung chapter 9, demonstrative pronoun. At least na tayo, next level na tayo sa present tense. Mabubuo na natin, no? Kasi pagkatapos ng present tense, doon naman tayo sa aorist naman, or past tense. Diba sa English, yung tenses natin, present, past, future. So, ang ating na-take up pa lamang ay present. Active, middle, passive. So, pagkatapos natin itong present, pupunta tayo doon sa aorist, na ibig sabihin sa English, past tense. Babalik tayo doon, no? Aorist, active, indicative. Ayan. Tapos, aorist, middle, indicative. Ayan naman, no? Tapos, aorist, passive, indicative. Ganon. Pagkatapos ng aorist, mayroong future naman. Future active, future middle, future passive. Pagkatapos ng tatlo na yan, present, past, future, palagi ko ang pupunta naman tayo sa hindi na indicative. Hindi na indicative. Subjunctive naman. Present, active, subjunctive. Ganon naman. Ay di tuloy-tuloy lang natin, pakunti-kunti. Kahit na magklase na tayo nila Brother Melchor, Brother Bert, ituloy lang natin. Iniisip ko ngayon, no? Kasi hindi lahat ng classmates ay nag-enroll sa Greek. Baka mayroon pa tayong isang subject maliban sa Greek. Hinintay lang natin na may handa ni Brother Melchor lahat ng materials niya. Ganoon din si Brother Bert. So sabi ni Brother Melchor, baka kung hindi middle of August, baka last week of August eh. Nakasasabayan niya yung mga classes sa labas.
Naalala ko po, Brad, yun. Isa sa naging napag-aralan namin yung importansya ng present active na principle doon sa about the issue of bailing sa First Corinthians.
Oo.
Doon po kasi nagkaroon po ng study noon sa Katarungan, sa Muntinlupa, Katarungan. Ayun po pinag-aaralan.
Mm-hmm.
Habang nag-aaral, siguro 2 months na nag-aaral, may nagtanong, pwede ba or hindi pwede mag-bail? Yung lesson hindi pa tapos. Pero since wala pang conclusion, meron na nagdadala ng bail ng mga ladies.
Ala.
Susunod na ng belo. Yun. Ano ngayon ang conclusion? Hindi pa natatapos yung may nagdadala ng bail. Kasi meron tayong kapatiran na dumalaw doon for yung nagkakamali parang foreigner yun. Tatanong sila bakit wala kayong yung hat,
belo.
mga ganun. Kaya nabuksan yun. Yung issue ng mailing, na-determine lang na it is a passive term. Nandun po sa First Corinthians, passive pala yun. Ibig sabihin, hindi na umiiral sa panahon natin ngayon. Na-determine lang yun lately nandun may mga ladies na nagdadala ng belo. Pero habang nag-aaral, may nagdadala ng belo.
Nagbibelo na.
Parang na.
Mayroon sa Norte kasi dati. Mayroon sa Norte nagpractice. Ayan, si Brother Emil. dating naniniwala niya.
Oh,
Yun.
dati akong bailing. Kaya alam kong argument yan eh.
Yun, Brad Emil, nangyari po sa amin yan. At doon na, yun nga po naalala ko yung present active, yung sinasabi ng pag-aaral natin. Yung prinsipyo niya sa mga term, nakakatulong po. Applicable pa ba sa atin? Yun po, yun yung share ko.
Okay.
Thank you, Brad, yun. Napakaganda ng pag-aaral natin. Dami na.
Palalim na.
Oo.
Palawak ng palawak.
Dami na
Review
sa
lang
ulo.
talaga kailangan.
Kaya dahan-dahan lang naman tayo eh. So sa pagre-review natin, alam nyo kung ano yung mga dinaanan natin. Verb, tapos nag-nouns tayo, noun, adjective, tapos preposition, tapos doon tayo sa pronoun. Ayan na. Wala pang adverb eh. Yung mga conjunctions, meron na rin tayong mga conjunctions. Pa isa-isa. Tapos sa tenses of the verb, ayan na tayo. Nasa present na tayo. Tapos yung voice niya, nandun na tayo sa middle and passive. Okay, dandahan lang.
Napansin ko, nasa Greek pala yung ala. Kala ko nasa Hebrew. Joke lang po yun.
Iba yung ala.
Sa Bisaya din yun eh. Hala.
Questions? Comments pa? Adelbert, natulog si Adelbert. Nakatulog ulit. Ay, alas 4 pa lang sa kanya eh. Aha. Father Ryan, pakilid mo na prayer natin.
Okay po.